بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عن أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه قال قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم تصحروا فإن في السحور بركة متفق عليه. Continuing with our series of 40 hadiths on Ramadan, the next hadith is narrated by Anas ibn Malik radiallahu anhu. He says Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, Tasahharu, have suhoor. فَإِنَّ فِي السُّحُورِ بَرَكَةً. Verily, in suhoor there is barakah. When it comes to suhoor, alhamdulillah, for the most part, we are pretty punctual on it. But sometimes, for medical reasons, sometimes because of jobs, sometimes because of other things, we would just have suhoor early and not have it in the time that is assigned. So first and foremost, we should look at suhoor as a sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam not only had suhoor, he had suhoor as late as possible. So a lot of times, many people feel, fast is not such a big deal. It's a short fast. So I'll just eat before I go to sleep, and then I don't have to wake up, and then I will wake up directly for Fajr. But a lot of times, that's something that we are not realizing, that we are missing an essential sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not only that, in addition to that, this is something that is given to us as a privilege to make things easier for us. Because initially, when fasting became obligatory upon the Muslims, they were not allowed to have suhoor. The way it would work is if you go to sleep, your fast started. So after whatever time you stay awake till, but once you go to sleep, that's it. Your fast started. Now you must continue all the way till next day, ghurub al-shams, until sunset. So as soon as you would fall asleep, your fast will start. And then one of the Sahabi, he was working all day, and he came and he sat down at home, and his family said, why don't you just freshen up and relax for a little bit? I'll prepare something. By the time she went and she prepared and she brought it back, he fell asleep. So he was already fasting the whole day from the previous night, and then the next day he went. Many commentators of hadith, they mentioned that this became the reason why. So the next day when he went to work, obviously now he's been fasting for so long that the next day he ended up fainting while he was working. So many commentators of hadith, they mentioned that this could possibly be the reason. The Mufassirun mentioned this hadith, and there were other reasons that it could have been the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, I will make things easy upon you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, وَكُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَكُمُ الْخَيْطُ الْأَبْيَضُ مِنَ الْخَيْطِ الْأَسْوَدِ مِنَ الْفَجْرِ. That now you're allowed to eat all the way until the horizontal twilight that you'll see, basically Subh al-Sadiq, the one we call it. So it's a privilege from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when we're not utilizing suhoor, it's like we're telling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's okay, we don't need that privilege. SubhanAllah. So this is something that we must understand, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given this to us as a privilege. Next thing is that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, فَإِنَّ فِي السُّحُورِ بَرَكَةً. That there is barakah in it. Now, it's a very lengthy topic about what is barakah and how to look at it, and what are how we can sense it within our ibadah, within our wealth and health and everything, and our time. Just to get an understanding that many times, at the time of Maghrib, there would be times where we felt, we didn't even realize we were fasting today. And there will be sometimes by Dhuhr we feel when is iftar. There are different days based off of how our fast is going. And sometimes we don't realize, but the fast has been made easy for us from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is all part of the barakah of different elements that we do, because of which all the ibadah become easy for us. Like sometimes we would be going to the masjid and we are doing some ibadah for weeks and weeks at a time, and we realize, oh subhanAllah, this is so easy. And there's other times where we'll miss Fajr after Fajr after Fajr, and you're thinking, what's happening with me? I cannot get up for a simple salah. This is all controlled from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَا تَشَاءُونَ إِلَّا إِن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ. You do not wish for anything, you do not want anything, you cannot do anything except if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants it to happen. So this is another thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make our fast easy just by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam saying, فَإِنَّ فِي السُّحُورِ barakah, there would be barakah. In what capacity that barakah would be, we will see in our day, we don't know. It could be here, it could be in the hereafter, it could be making the fast easy, whatever the sources are. But Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is saying, فَإِنَّ فِي السُّحُورِ barakah. Also, there is a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned in Musnad Ahmad. Imam Ahmad rahimahullah narrates this. It's, إِنَّ اللَّهَ وَمَلَائِكَتُهُ يُصَلُّونَ عَلَى الْمُتَصَحِّرِينَ. Subhanallah, it's the same words are used. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. That Inna Allah wa malaikatahu, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the angels send salatu salam on Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is the same hadith. The same wording. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala al-mutasahhirin. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the angels, they send blessings upon those who do suhoor. It's as if we're waking up specifically that, okay, we're going to go and do suhoor. Like I said many times, this is not a very neglected sunnah, but it's still there. So there's another hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that once he, this hadith is narrated in Abu Dawood, that فقد مدح النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم المتسحرين بالتمر فقال نعم سحور المؤمن التمر. That Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم praised having dates for suhoor. And he said, how good is the suhoor of a mu'min, that is just dates. How good is the suhoor of dates for a believer? So the least we should do is that if for some reason we're not able to wake up at suhoor time, we're not able to have suhoor, then just even having one or two, usually Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would eat dates in an odd number. So 3, 5, 7, whatever it is, just minimum amount. If we just have that, then at least we know that, okay, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam praised this, so we would be fulfilling the sunnah. And then, like Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, فَإِنَّ فِي السُّحُورِ barakah, then inshallah there will be barakah in our suhoor. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to understand these beautiful hidden gems of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to really be able to take advantage of all the simple ways of attaining barakah in our life, in our fast, in our ibadah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to exercise the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, even if it's in the bare minimum level, that we will be able to say we exercise the sunnah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to understand these amazing words of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Subhanallah bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma bihamdika, nashhadu an la